Welcome to the Popcorn Clash.
When the only thing poppin'
is our topics
and our snacks.
Welcome back to the Popcorn Clash, and today's topic is going to be the 2020 lockdown.
No.
So what do you guys think about that?
Oh.
Having flashbacks right now.
Flashbacks, huh?
Yeah.
Christina.
More than a year
More than a year, yeah.
already.
Wow. Eddie, what do you remember about that?
I didn't have school for like 2 weeks, and in a way it was kind of a good thing because we just got Rocky the month before, so since he was
puppy.
Yeah, he was still a puppy, so it was good for him because he's like, yay, you stay human.
You say human.
You stay.
Crystal, at this time you were still in school, correct?
Yeah, well, actually, I just started school maybe like 4 months in my new school, and I was barely getting the hang of things, and then all of a sudden we're like, well, we gotta, go home for 2 weeks, and a week later they're like, well, we're gonna do everything online.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was pretty tough for a lot of students and also for a lot of parents because normally parents would go to work or send their kids to school and then go to work. So a lot of these parents had to stay home and look over their kids. Christina, do you remember the date when the lockdown started?
Yeah, Illinois announced that stay home, stay safe on March 16th.
March 16th.
Yeah.
March 16th, that's when they announced it?
It was
Saturday.
right before St. Patrick's Day, right?
Yeah.
It was kind of scary because when they announced it, they said that people on that day, after a certain time, they shouldn't be on the streets, right?
Yeah,
So,
like a curfew.
Like a curfew, and only the essential workers were going to be able to be in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And just go to the grocery stores
And go back right home.
and go back. Yeah.
Yeah, it was not too good. And then you went to the grocery stores and you couldn't find toilet paper, water,
Yeah, it was
Napkins,
crazy.
everything
cleaning
gone.
supplies, and all that good stuff, right?
All the
Yeah.
disinfecting stuff was gone.
Yeah.
Water.
Baby wipes.
Okay, so in the grocery stores, there was even some people fighting over the the toilet paper and stuff like that whatever was left in the
yeah.
shelves, right?
That was scary.
Yeah.
Worse than Black Friday.
It was pretty bad. Like, for example, Christina and myself, we were technically part of the essential workers because we work in the in intermodal industry where we had to make sure, or we had to keep on working because we had to make sure that we were repairing trailers and all the transportation for stores and for they could deliver all the products. So we couldn't. Well, it was at the same. How can I explain this? We were working, but we were like kind of not working in the beginning because we were a little bit freaked out.
Mm-hmm.
Because we would watch the news and we would see the people passing because of the virus and all that good stuff, and all that bad stuff. I'm sorry, and it was just terrible. And I remember that Eddie.
Yes.
When did you start homeschooling? Do you remember that?
I don't remember the day, but it was like 2 weeks after we went into lockdown.
Closer to April.
Yeah. Closer to April.
So how did you manage that? Tell me your experience.
Well, at first, it wasn't really like online, but they just gave us things to do, like they were
Assignments.
Yeah,
right?
they were
Busy
just
work, kind of.
Yeah, it was just like work to keep you busy. Because we never like learned anything new. It was just
So you miss out a lot of education, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, because they were working on the system. How they're gonna be
What grade were you in?
I was in 5th.
You were in 5th.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, so they were not teaching you anything new. It was just like kind of going over whatever you already knew.
Yeah, it was more like review from like earlier grades, but it was like just
review.
Yeah, just review, but just a little harder.
So I do remember that you would like go to either the basement or the garage or the living room because you had
his gym class.
Gym class, right? So
Yeah.
how was that? Tell me a little bit about it.
How long was it?
Actually, I think it was only like 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
15 minutes of gym.
And were you guys like on camera?
No, we weren't in camera at all for during like the beginning of the lockdown. It was until like later the next.
So it's
year.
just like you had to kind of like say that you did the exercise and
yeah.
your teacher had to believe you.
Yeah, I just went on YouTube and just dance.
Oh, Just Dance.
Well, to be honest with you, a lot of these teachers had to become YouTubers because that's how they started to prepare their classes, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That way the kids could get easy links and everything.
Right. Now you, Crystal, in like you were studying for, or you were going to school to be a vet tech.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know that when the pandemic happened, you started to do a lot of hands-on training, kind of or
Practices.
How did that go?
Actually, we had to stop a lot of it. We were at the point where we were starting to learn about radiograph and like bandaging and all of that's like hands-on like stuff that you work with animals. And so what they told us is that first we're going to learn all the material online and take tests and do assignments. And then later in the year, like in the summer, I think in June, we were going to do a whole month of just doing skills. So all the skills that we were supposed to do like every week as we learned it, we actually did it within a month. And we had to get it all done in order to like pass on and continue.
Wow.
Yeah. It was hard. Like I had also, that's when I had my Clin Med class and where it's pretty much about like all the diseases of animals. And I also had pharmacology classes at that time. And it was actually really hard to learn all of that online. Because I only had like that 45 minutes with the teacher. And then it's like, okay, you're on your own.
So how did you guys manage the pets that you guys had at school? What do you guys do with them?
Well, before we actually closed the school, there was a kind of like a program where students or staff at the school could foster the animals that we had at the school at that time, because we weren't going to send them to a shelter because we do have animals. It's kind of like a shelter and we kind of learn from them or with them. And so all the animals that we had there, a lot of the students, like a lot of my friends, they actually fostered in a lot of the animals during the whole pandemic. And it's funny because a lot of them thought that they were only taking care of them for like maybe like 2 weeks, but a lot of them fell in love with them and they just ended up adopting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I do remember that when everything was barely starting, Christina, you went to the store, right? And you prepare yourself with some water, with some
rice,
canned food.
Frozen food.
So that's what you did
Vegetables.
before. What did you do after the lockdown? How did you manage to go to the store? What were you doing?
I was trying to go once a week because we couldn't find a lot of items.
Mm-hmm.
But to be safe, I just try to went once a week.
But how would you prepare to go in the store?
I just wear my mask, gloves,
Oh, yeah, I remember the whole gloves thing.
and the sanitizer hands. Hand sanitizer.
Yeah, because at the beginning, everybody was freaking out. We didn't know where was
Yeah.
this going to take us. I mean, if you knew that somebody had the COVID, you were like, oh, my God. I mean, stay away.
And it was only me.
Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
couldn't take Crystal or Eddie to the store.
Right. But what was the experience inside the store, though, with the people? How did you feel them?
It was like, I don't know how to explain it, but
I think I went with you once, and
I think in the beginning,
yeah, in the beginning, there was a lot of people that, I mean, like parents that would wear masks, but then the kids wouldn't wear masks because I guess they wouldn't tolerate it. Because, you know, like as a kid, you don't want to wear something on your face. But I'm just like, oh my God, that little kid's not wearing a mask.
yeah, it was.
I didn't want to to be
scary.
judgmental, but like, I don't know. And that kind of gives you an idea of how like these parents are out. They have no way of hiring a babysitter to take care of the kids, so they have no choice but to take their kids with them. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, leave them in the car?
Well, I know that it was a big problem because one, there was nowhere to leave the kids with.
You couldn't get a babysitter. Everyone was quarantined. Everyone was scared.
Nobody wanted to babysit. I mean, you had to like literally do your own thing.
And then you can't leave your kids at home because that's like what's it called, negligence or something.
It was very, very tough because I mean I can't even imagine all the daycares that they were totally closed. I mean, all these parents at work, it was just they had no choice but to stay home, and then that's when as time went by, that's when the actual company started to advise their workers to stay home.
Yeah.
And to work from home. Because Christina, she worked from home for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, she was on and off. She would go to work like maybe a day or two, and then she would stay home like a day or two. And, and like
that's when I started going back to school to do some of my skills, and so we couldn't leave Eddie home alone because he was just in fifth grade. So that's when my mom had to stay home.
And then everyone was confused with this program, Zoom. That we didn't know how to work that.
Talking about that program, Zoom, Eddie, he actually was doing his music school through Zoom, and it kind of didn't work out. Eddie, can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I go to School of Rock, and literally we were doing rehearsals for our performance because I play the guitar, and it was like our band rehearsal for like the performance that we were gonna have. We were supposed to have it
in the spring.
In the spring. So that's where we went on Zoom to go do the performance. And when they thought that it would work, but
how did it go?
It did not go well at all because like there's a delay on Zoom, so we all try to play our instruments or sing at the same time. It would just be the timing will all be off. Oh, no. And sometimes some people couldn't unmute their mic, or like there were like technical difficulties, so they just said, you know what, we're just not gonna have this anymore.
Yeah, I remember you would come out and you're like, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
For 2 hours, you just sat there in front of the camera.
For 2 hours, I didn't do anything. I just watched other people do things.
Oh.
Well, that's also because it was just some people had better audio equipment set up in
Wi-Fi
or Wi-Fi's or better computers. And it's tough as it is. I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, but when you guys connect the Bluetooth, right? Like for example, on YouTube, and you listen to the music that's playing, and then you watch the video, there's a little delay.
Yeah.
So that's the same thing in Zoom. I mean, there's going to be a delay. I mean, so it's different delays for everybody. So I can't even imagine how bad that was. I mean, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it must have been very frustrating for the teachers trying to teach you guys,
and for the parents too.
well, and for the parents
to help
too.
the kids understand all the assignments.
I would have gotten a headache.
Yeah, like
listening to that.
when we all played together, it kind of just sounded like everyone was a beat off.
Oh,
yeah.
And then they canceled the show for that year, right?
No, they didn't cancel it. Just postponed it for
They postponed it
from spring to summer.
It was outside when a lot of things opened up outside. That's when you had their performance, but we all still had to wear masks.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah, we were outside,
and it was super hot.
It was super duper hot.
It was hot.
And then with a mask under a tent. Oof.
Well, for us in the industry, it was tough too because there was mechanics getting sick, and I mean, what are you gonna do when the mechanic is sick? you don't want to bring him to work because then he's going to get everybody else sick.
You don't know what he has and
exactly.
what
and
he could spread.
And then the type of work that I do, I have to travel a lot in airplanes. So I decided not to travel in airplanes. I was just driving to my different cities. And it got a little bit
you had to quarantine a few times, no? Because of the different state traveling.
Yes, I did. I had to. I had no choice, but but we had to keep going because, like I said, our industry, the job that we do, it was essential.
It can't stop.
It couldn't stop.
Yeah.
I mean, just imagine a ship that comes from whatever country, full of products that's going to the store. It doesn't get unloaded. That's one. Two, if it gets unloaded, they put it on the equipment for it could be transported to the stores. And if that equipment has a bad light or a bad tire and there's nobody to fix it, it's going to sit. So we definitely had to keep going. We just like the medical group, you
guys were essential especially because at that time, that's when a lot of online shopping was going on.
Yeah.
And, people were shopping online instead of going to the stores because, I mean, everyone was scared. I was scared to go to the stores.
Yeah, everybody was scared. And then not only that, when people started to get sick, I remember my sister Nancy, she got sick.
Oh, yeah.
My cousins, they got sick, and a lot of mechanics that got sick. And there was some people that we actually know that actually they got sick and they didn't make it. I mean, it was just terrible. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, it's just something that to today's date, we still are trying to manage to live through it.
Yeah.
So
we're still learning.
It hasn't gone away. It hasn't gone away. It's still out there. I mean, all we have to do is just try to protect ourselves and try to protect others. Because there's a lot of people that they're already vaccinated, and I'm not going to get into that discussion because everybody has their different opinion on the vaccine. Yeah. So some people do believe it in the vaccine, and some people don't. So I'm not gonna get into that. Everybody, it's free to do whatever they want to do. I respect that. If you ask me, I got vaccinated.
We all did. We're all vaccinated.
Chris, you're vaccinated.
Yeah.
Both shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got vaccinated. I mean, we just decided that it was the best thing to do for our family, and we did it. I mean, and we can't talk for everybody. Whoever did it, I mean, that's fine. But whoever hasn't done it, well, you can't. I really cannot relay anything because I'm not an expert on the topic and the specific. Yeah. But we're not talking about the vaccine. We're just talking about the whole lockdown. That it just had to be part of
and experiences.
So there is one person that we really want to bring into the conversation. That's my niece Leslie,
my cousin,
and I'm gonna call her right now. Let's see if she picks up.
Yeah, she's excited.
Yeah. Also, I think that
to participate with us.
It kind of sucks that the whole lockdown thing happened because, we had a lot of field trips planned.
Yeah.
For
no
school.
Vacation. And
Phone's ringing.
I'm kind of sad about the canceled field trips.
Hello.
Leslie.
Hello, Leslie.
We're calling you from the Popcorn Clash.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
How you doing?
Hi.
I am doing well. How are you guys?
Well, we are talking about the 2020 lockdown.
That's fun.
Not really.
We were talking about this, and we were just saying that it's something that it's still going on to today's date, and we're kind of sharing our own personal experiences on this topic. So we wanted to call you and have you share your experience, your family's experience with this topic. So here you are. Tell us a little bit about it. Well, first of all, tell us a little bit
Uh-huh.
about you, and then tell us about it.
Well, thank you for having me. My name is Leslie. I am the goddaughter of Edgar Diaz, and they're all my family members. So I'm glad to be part of this journey. The pandemic, I think it's crazy to think about that it's still going on.
Mm-hmm.
We just are kind of trying to go back to normal, which is never going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
This past year, I mean, a year and a half already, I believe.
Yeah, I know.
That's
That's what
crazy.
my mom just said. I'm just like, what? A year and a half? I thought it was just a year.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when it first started, I was a junior in college. It was my spring semester, mid-spring semester, because I was in spring break. And I was like organizing, getting so excited to declutter for summer. And we get the news that, coronavirus is like a real thing, it's getting more serious. And then boom, everything locked down, everyone's home. It was a scary thing. But the thing that I was just so happy that I was home. I didn't have to go anywhere. It was an exciting new thing. I think it was like day 5 into it. I decided to paint the living room, the hallway of our house. I baked a lot of banana bread.
Oh, I love banana bread.
So
Months
good.
after, I was still baking banana bread, and we were
Wait,
still
wait a
in
minute.
lockdown.
Wait a minute. You were baking banana bread, and you never shared a little
We
piece
were
of the
all
banana bread.
on lockdown. What was she
We were
supposed to
on
do?
lockdown.
Send it
Mail
through the
it?
mail.
She could have emailed me a picture or something.
Oh.
I think the first time we seen each other was like months later. I think it was
Yeah,
the summer of last year. I think 4th of July maybe
yeah.
was the
Was
first
it?
time that we
Mhm.
safely got
Oh,
together.
yeah.
We had like a whole photo shoot because it was like the first time we were
Yeah.
separated, because we would see each other like every 2 weeks at least.
I
Mm-hmm.
thought it was Father's Day.
No.
That it was for her.
Oh.
And I remember too that for your birthday, we were all on Zoom.
On Zoom, yeah.
Was it Zoom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, your I think your birthday was the first birthday. No, actually, my
Our
dad's.
grandma. Oh yeah, your dad.
My dad's was that March where
Yeah.
we're like,
The
oh
first
shoot,
pandemic.
we're like, oh shoot, we're kind of like in a lockdown. What do we do?
Yeah, I mean, and for our grandmother, we did the
Oh
The
yeah,
beeping,
the parade.
car parade.
parade.
Yeah, like that was one of a kind.
Wait a
The
minute.
neighbors definitely hated us.
I think I missed that parade thing, but it started to be a thing, right?
Yeah.
And every
Yeah.
party,
Yeah.
people like will do like some kind of
A car parade
car
where you
parade.
drive by with posters and you honk and balloons and
Okay, I remember that. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a thing. That's definitely something that will bring you back to 2020.
Oh yeah.
How was like your experience as like a family during the pandemic?
Well, we were actually talking about that, and it was just a little bit different, unexpected. At certain point, it got kind of a boring
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
because everything was closed.
It was all fun at first, but then
Yeah.
Yeah, because
it got boring.
all the
We're doing
live,
the same thing.
all the live TV shows and sports and everything got shut down.
Yeah.
Oh
you know?
yeah.
So there was nothing to watch on TV. Amazon became rich.
Oh, yeah.
Netflix became
Yeah.
very, very popular. And
no, streaming services became very popular. Just
Yeah.
in general.
That's when I actually got Disney Plus because of quarantine.
So did I. I was pushing it off for as long as I could. And then I just
Same.
binged like a lot of movies.
right, and
shows.
it was so boring that's when I started my other podcast, the one in Spanish, Sobrenatural, because I just didn't have anything to do.
Yeah.
There was nowhere to go. You couldn't be in parks. You couldn't be anywhere. So it got pretty
Hard,
bad.
yeah.
Pretty hard.
I do have a question though for my godmother, because I remember us struggling with it. I think my question is, what did you make for dinner? Were you ever like run out of recipes of like, all right, we're eating the same thing. We wouldn't eat out for like the safety of others, and things were closed. It's just, essential stuff, grocery stores. So we were running out of food to make. We didn't know what to make. We kept eating the same menu like every other week, and we got so tired. So I'm wondering if you ever invented a recipe or created
she
something out of
did.
nothing, and like, how was that for you?
Yeah, it was kind of a sometimes hard because we actually had this every week we go out and have dinner together to the restaurant, go out. But it was hard. But yeah, I have to improvise some recipes a lot of times because the good thing that I like to cook. So that got me safe.
She got very creative because I remember I think you would grab like leftovers and make chicken but like in different ways or something.
Yeah. And one day I just make all the leftovers as a buffet or something like that.
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember that.
That is so smart. See, my mom does not like to cook, and I don't blame her, right? And my dad would cook,
So you threw your mom under the bus.
Yeah, I love that woman. Wow. She can confess to you that she does not like to cook. And I would literally call my mother and be like, what are you making? Help us. Like, I would be like, please help us because we are so lost. What are you making? What did you guys eat? Help us.
What I'm not gonna lie to you. Your dad does cook very, very good. I mean,
yeah, we miss those.
Actually, if I was your dad, I would start like some kind of a cooking show or something because he gets into it very, very good, and
he makes it look really good too. Like he has that like
he makes
chef
it look
artistic.
easy as well.
Yeah, he makes it look easy, and then we actually missed that because we didn't see you for a long time, so we were missing out on his cooking. So
we just saw it on your Instagram.
Yeah, you were just posting with like
I have a professional chef at home, like
yeah,
okay for the weekend.
Exactly. So.
Oh my god!
And how did your brother take it? What did he do?
The older or the youngest?
Both. Let's talk first about Christian, the oldest, and then we'll go to Gio, the youngest.
For my oldest, I think it was interesting because he was in college for 5 years. He did a 5-year program. So he graduated December 2019 with a civil engineering degree and then also a mathematics degree. And so it was interesting because right when he finished, a few months in, he's still looking for a job. Everything shuts down. Yeah. So, he had like a whole year long of a break, basically a break that he hasn't had in, forever since first, because of school. So it was interesting. It was nice, having each other home. Because when I was in college as well, all of our schedules were so hectic that we would not see each other. Yeah. And that time made it up so much that whole year. And I appreciated every single moment. So for him, I think he enjoyed it as well. But I'm not going to say it was an easy, route for him. He was, without
his
showing
plans
it.
got delayed.
Yeah, I think everyone's plans got delayed. But he was so good at hiding it and keeping it to himself that you just didn't know if he was stressed. But we obviously knew because this was stressful times for everyone. But he, got through it. And he has a good job now. But yeah, he definitely had a year-long break that he needed, but it was also stressful.
And what about Gio?
With Gio, the younger one, he loved it. He is a homebody, I think, even before this pandemic, and he's only 12. So this confirmed it. This validated it even more. He loves being home. He loved being homeschooled. So when he had to return back this recent month in September, he was devastated. Like he tries to find ways to come back home early. He tries to, not be in school. He's really intelligent. It's just the physically going in school, it's just not for him.
I feel like it also doesn't help that he saw that they were able to do it online. So he's like, exactly. Why can't we continue that?
Yeah.
Right. And that's a lot of parents questioning, but that's a whole different topic.
Right. Eddie, did you like being homeschooling or do you prefer to go to school?
I actually miss going to school. Not only because I missed my friends, but learning at school was way easier than online.
Yeah, because you don't have distractions. Like, here at the house we had, at that time we had a puppy. Rocky was a puppy.
Rocky.
And so there was too many distractions at home.
Yeah, I remember I asked Eddie when they send a note from school that they're gonna start to go. It's an option
Oh yeah.
from the parents, and he already said, "Yeah, I want to go back to school
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
right away."
it's good for them. It's a good environment, and I'm glad that he had that opportunity to go
Yeah.
back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I had to finish a year and a half, and also Crystal had to finish her whole trade school to become a vet tech at home, and
Mm-hmm.
I wonder like how did you manage that during the pandemic?
Well, yeah, we were actually we got a little bit into it earlier, but I mean, I took really hard classes like when the whole lockdown happened, so
Hmm.
I had to learn it all on my own at home. I passed, thank God.
Yeah,
But the one thing that I definitely missed was all the hands-on things while
Yeah.
learning, you know, because there was a time where we were just learning and learning and learning, and I wanted to like do it in person, but I couldn't. Like I had to wait until last year of June to finally put my skills to use or practice on my skills.
Yeah, I remember you
Yeah.
brought teddy bear or a dog.
Oh yeah, it was a stuffed dog
Stuffed dog.
for my bandaging unit.
Yeah,
I had to bandage a stuffed dog,
and then you
before I
practice
actually
with
did it.
us.
Oh yeah.
that is crazy because your whole practice is hands on, like it's all hands on, and to know that you finished it without physically being there for a period of time is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would use everyone as a prop. Like, all right, you're a dog
I-
for the day.
I did. I actually used Eddie a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember she did what are they, temporary
A
cast?
cast.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I
It's a vet wrap.
Yeah, a vet wrap on my arm and my leg.
Yeah.
I remember you Snapchatted me that, and I got so scared because I genuinely thought he broke a bone.
Oh, thank
Because I
you. My
saw him with
bandaging
the
was that good.
cast.
Thank
How
you.
how did that feel, Eddie? Did you feel any how do you call it when they tighten something up so much in your
Oh,
thing?
like the pressure.
Yeah, like did you feel pressure or they cut off your blood circulation or something
Oh,
like
the
that?
circulation.
I don't think
No,
so.
no, not really.
Because the way they taught to us, make sure that their the blood circulation doesn't cut off. So that means that my bandage was actually really good.
Yeah, honestly, since I did not have any broken bones, it was nice.
Knock on wood.
Hey Leslie, maybe we should take Crystal to the soccer fields.
Yeah.
To bandage up everybody.
Yeah.
So I have
Bandage
leftover
up
material.
everyone.
That's what they do. Hey Leslie, well, for everybody that doesn't know what Leslie does, she used to hang around in downtown a lot. And can you tell us a little bit more about how it was in Chicago in the downtown area, Leslie?
Downtown. I think downtown it's its own world. If you go more by the John Hancock Tower, that's more north. It's a little bit busier because of hospitals, and more restaurants. If you go a little bit more south, where I was driving more, it's more offices. Where the Sears Tower, well now known as the Willis Tower, is near. It's empty. It was a ghost town. When the city went fully locked down, my parents needed a kind of a card letting from the building wherever they were working, kind of identifying them as workers
An
because
essential worker, right?
Oh, because all the
yeah,
bridges
they were
closed,
essential workers.
right?
The bridges to downtown were closed, and so they needed an ID and proof that they worked downtown. Well, my mother worked downtown, so it was just it was interesting time. It was a ghost town, not gonna lie, and it still kind of is. It's a little bit busier now, but people in the offices aren't there because offices are realizing that they're spending more on rent and supplies and such when they can work from home. They've been working successfully from home, so this past year, so they've been saving up a lot of money on
That is
that.
true. That is
Yeah.
true. A lot of the companies did not come back yet. They have they have like a little tiny office, and they
Yes.
have other employees working from home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
because
mean
it's
everything's
cheaper.
all
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the technology. I mean everything is, which kind of is for the business aspect, they're like, okay, we're saving a little bit of money, but mentally, physically, it's exhausting. People have a difficulty differentiating the both,
Mhm.
work and home, and how to balance it all, and people are still struggling, and people are still recovering from the past year. I mean,
Yeah.
I had school and being home and learning how to play all my different roles in one place, and that was challenging. So I don't know how people, are still dealing with it today.
No, and then the whole lockdown too also took away the social part of our lives where
Yes.
like we were missing that.
Isn't that when everybody became a TikToker?
Oh my
Yep.
god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I got TikTok.
Because
then I deleted it.
because the artists they were doing online concerts and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Yes. They were
I love
they were
online
going more
things.
live, participating more to connect with their fans
Yeah,
or supporters.
it was just I call it the butterfly effect because it just affected everybody so bad. Hollywood went in a shutdown. Everything, all the concerts shut down. Everything shut down.
So many movies and shows were
Postponed.
postponed and canceled.
Yeah, there was a lot of them, and they were canceled because other shows had to come up. So it was it was whoever did best was going to stay. I mean, so it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's still bad. We're recuperating little by little, but still, it's not where it was. Honestly, I wearing the mask, it's uncomfortable, but there is times where you have to wear it because, I mean, think about
To
it.
protect others.
I mean, when was the last time you actually, how before let me go back a little bit. Before the pandemic, you would go to the store and you will hear people sneeze or cough, and you would just like turn around and say, "Oh man, this guy's sick." Now, in today's date, especially when the pandemic was at its top, if you heard somebody sneeze or cough, oh my God, you better run.
Yeah, you didn't want to sneeze or cough when you were in the store.
Right?
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
Now you don't see any sick people in the streets because because they're sick. That's obvious. Two, because you if you're sick, like if I get sick and I go out to the store or something like that and I show signs of sneezing or coughing, people are going to turn around and they're going to look at me and they're like almost like kick me out.
Yeah, what are you doing here? Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I also think that there's like less people sick too because the way like kids would get sick at school because they would share germs. And then they will come home and then they'll give it to their parents, and then their parents will get sick and then give it to their coworkers, and it'll just be known as the common cold. But like now, all the kids were wearing masks, all the adults were wearing masks. We were washing our hands, using hand sanitizer, keeping social distance, and the common cold, like it wasn't, you didn't see it as common.
It was uncommon.
and to start, that's something that we should have been doing since a long time, washing our hands all the time. And a lot of us.
Isn't that funny? It took a pandemic to let us know that.
Yeah.
And social distance, cover your
I always
cough,
do that
cover your
because
sneeze.
I live at the kitchen.
Like
half of my time.
and yes, I bow for that. I always see Christina watching her hands all the time when she's cooking. She washes her hands. She goes and moves something, and then she goes again and washes her hand again.
But
So
when
I
you're
see
in
that.
public,
Yeah, when you're in public.
you don't have like a hand sanitizer right there. Like nowadays, they have hand sanitizers everywhere. Nowadays, like you could just easily like sanitize your hands. But back then, like they didn't care.
That's what it became. I mean, it was just a terrible thing, and it's a terrible thing still. So hopefully, this could go away pretty soon, and they could make a vaccine that's going to be effective. And proven.
Everyone gets vaccinated. But
well,
I mean, I'm a person of science and health, so
Right.
I could say that.
Right. So yeah, but one of the reasons why a lot of people don't want to get vaccinated is because the FDA is the FDA, Leslie. Am I right?
Yeah.
Has not approved
it.
certain vaccines.
But they approved Pfizer.
Yes, that's right. But it's just that some people have their thing. They think different, and like I said, you gotta
Stay off of Facebook, people.
You got well.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But I think soon that's gonna be like a law. You have to be vaccinated too.
Yeah, I mean, I would suggest
Biden does want to go towards.
I would suggest people
I
get
can hear you.
vaccinated, but we like us. I mean, we're not experts in the in the concept and in what we're saying, so we just kind of we could just say, well,
these are our thoughts.
these are our thoughts. I mean, not
Everyone
because
has their own
Opinions.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very
I'd rather
tough
not
topic.
touch. Yeah, it is. It's yeah. I was just about to say that because even within like our own family members, there's just so much like controversy with the vaccine, and it's just like, let's just not touch it. You do you, I do me. Let me protect myself, and you protect you. You know, it's crazy that it's a touchy subject when we attend public schools. We have to get vaccinated every year for a certain something. And I
Yeah.
think it's just so shocking that this vaccine comes up and it's like, oh no, it's, it's some, conspiracy. And it's like, really? Like, you had to get a vaccine for the chicken pox. Come on. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it worked. So.
and it worked.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
how long did it take them to get that vaccine approved?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
The
know.
thing
I
is
didn't
that
do my research.
This vaccine
on that.
was new. Everything was new.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
because everything was rushed.
Yeah, rush.
So
That's the word.
I mean,
That's where everyone started.
But
I know that
To
it-
become
I know that eventually they're going to come up with something that's 100% proven effective. And right now, there's a lot of people that have doubts on the vaccine because it was rushed. But
Yeah.
I mean, as time goes by, I'm pretty sure that like other vaccines that are out there that kids have to take, this is going to be one of the vaccines that
In the
is going to be
future,
mandatory for them to take for them to go to school.
It works.
But
Yeah.
you know, and to work, and basically it's for everything. But you know, maybe by the time when everything's already normal with this vaccine, there's something else going to pop out. Watch, you'll see.
Oh my god.
That's
I
how it
hope
works.
Hopefully not.
Please, no.
Yeah.
There's always something,
There's always something, but please, no.
right?
I do have a question. I don't know if you guys have touched on this,
What's
but I would like to know your perspective, your experience, or hear about it. How has the pandemic, like, what mental challenges have presented itself, like, during the pandemic? Like, what did you guys see anything different? What did you guys struggle with mentally? What was the most challenging thing for you? I would like to know all of you, like, because everyone has a different experience. So I want to, be aware.
Well, for me personally, I had to keep going like normal. Just kind of protecting ourselves. I mean, your father could bow on this. I mean, we had to keep going. We didn't stop. The work that we do is just it's essential. We have to be there.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to. I kept going like normal. Christina, on the other hand,
For me, it was hard, and because I stopped visiting my parents and my siblings because of this.
Yeah.
We are family too close. Getting together, parties. That I think that was the hardest for me.
For me, I think the hardest part was school. I was really stressed with school, trying to pass my courses, and I wasn't getting that same experience that I was hoping for, and I think that was really hard.
I agree. Yeah.
And you, Eddie?
Stay home.
And he's like, I don't know. I was kind of home. I was home.
The hardest part was finding a new thing to do every day.
Oh, yeah.
That was probably the other hardest part.
yeah, because basically you had school for a couple hours, right?
Yeah, it was like I'd say like every day a total of maybe like 5 hours, 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then like a little bit of homework.
Or close to no homework because they were still trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
the teachers were trying to figure out YouTube and all that.
yeah, and since like we,
Yeah.
since my school didn't like meet up online, we kind of went in our own pace. So sometimes, like I would finish.
Oh, you'd be faster.
yeah, I would like finish way earlier. Or, like I won't finish in time, and I'll have to like do it for homework. Well, do it from work.
Do it from home.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're already home.
yeah.
Home.
He didn't know how to
Say it.
differentiate
Rephrase that
both.
now. Oh, there's a situation.
It's just work.
You came in from the office.
Yeah, it was home office work. Yeah, because Eddie took my spot in the office. That's why he basically kicked me out from my spot.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for sharing. I mean, sometimes we don't talk about it. Sometimes we just, see each other and kind of accept, life as for what it is. And sometimes I feel like we all forget to check up, mentally, like, how are we doing? So, like, thank you for sharing. I mean, it was a huge change, like my godmother said, from cutting down parties to even just gatherings.
Yeah.
Because we're a big family. To not seeing each other and just video chatting, that was, challenging because we are a social species. So, just cutting it down, it was challenging and no one knew how to navigate it. And then with Crystal, I agree. Finishing school, it feels like you're alone. Like every student was going through the same thing, but we didn't communicate it with each other, thinking that we were alone, but we were all on the same boat.
Yeah.
And it was a hard battle because we wanted professors to understand us, but little did we know professors were on the same boat as we were.
They were struggling too, but
they were struggling too, how to navigate everything, and a lot of things were out of their control. But at least we both, finished during the pandemic.
Thank God.
Yeah, I just wish, your ceremony would have been bigger. That's something that like you deserve,
Oh yeah.
that I wish.
Yeah, that is true. There was a lot of ceremonies that were
They're canceling.
they were canceled, and they had to do it they had to stream it
Virtually.
Yeah, so that was pretty bad, and a lot of high schoolers that missed their proms, and
Yeah.
it was just bad. It's bad luck, and I mean, we could go on and on and on and on with this topic because it could be easily a 2, 3, 4 hour podcast, but we don't want to make it that long either. But anyways, Leslie, what are your last words
About the topic, about life, about
about this call?
Well, I would like to say thank you first off for considering me for this topic. I hope I come back.
Sure.
I hope you do come
Yes.
back.
And just keep going. Honestly, keep going. Life is gonna throw so many things at you, negative, positive, good, bad. But at the end of the day, life goes on. It's all about how you view it and your mindset. So if you keep thinking positive, it's going to reciprocate. If you keep thinking negative, it's also going to reciprocate. So make
Stay
each
positive.
day the best.
Yes.
And keep working towards your goals. I mean, that's all we can do.
That is true.
So this pandemic can slow us down, and it kind of did, but it didn't,
It didn't stop
push.
them.
It didn't stop us. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's what I want to leave you guys on.
Well, thank
All right,
you.
well, thank you very much, Leslie. And like you said, thank you very much for taking this call. And we will definitely call you again. There's going to be other topics. And for now, we are going to say have a very, very good night. And thank you for taking the call.
Bye.
Thank you guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.
So the pandemic, huh?
The pandemic.
Or lockdown.
It's a theme that it's a topic that you could actually talk for hours and hours, and
Oh yeah.
we'll never get. I mean, it's just a lot of stories, a lot of experiences, and it's hard to gather everything together in a 1 hour podcast.
Yeah. And that's only because we just talked about the beginning and only our experience. Like everyone has their own experience. Everyone went through something completely different than us, or maybe something similar, but you never know.
But anyways, Eddie,
It's like they say, what happened was like, it's like that one expression, we were a leaf, and the wind blew us, and we didn't know where we were going.
Exactly. That is true, Eddie. That is very, very smart.
I am smart. Let's go, 1,000 IQ.
What? No. Okay, he lost it.
Yeah. Okay, Eddie.
But there's another thing. The pandemic also affected Chase.
Why?
Chase.
Why?
It was the first week, and Chase is like, "Oh man, so we can't go outside anymore." So he went inside of Rocky's cage. There were pee pads in there. He's like, I'm just gonna sniff in here for a little. So then Crystal.
I actually recorded him. He went inside Rocky's cage, sniffed around, and then all of a sudden I just heard or saw pee coming out. And I'm just like, Chase, no, don't take it serious. We gotta go outside.
Good thing I didn't get to see that.
There's a video. You want to see it?
Oh no, thank you.
Post it on YouTube.
Oh no.
No gracias.
Okay.
All right. Well, Eddie, your last words.
Boo.
Yeah. Boo.
Boo. Boo. Boo. Crystal.
I want the last year and a half back because I feel like 2020 did not happen.
Well, there was a lot of people that wanted to get rid of this year.
Oh, well, I meant want it back without the pandemic.
Oh.
What are you talking about? It's 2019 this year.
Right? That's in my head. I don't know. 2020 who? What? 2022? What?
What happened?
We went from 2019 to 2021.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Mysteries.
Christina.
Stay safe, everyone over there.
And
Oh my god, the magical
every time.
stars every time.
to close this up, I just want to say thank you to everybody, Crystal, Eddie, Christina, and Leslie. And we hope that you could join us for next time. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.